Dear students, in our last few classes we discussed about bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions of alkyl halides. That means about SN2 reactions. Today we are going to discuss about unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions, that is about SN1 reactions. So what is a unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction or SN1 reaction? Here S stands for substitution, N stands for nucleophilic, then 1 stands for unimolecular. A nucleophilic substitution reaction which is kinetically of first order is known as unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction or SN1 reaction. Kinetically means in terms of rate it is of first order. So that type of reaction is known as unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction or SN1 reaction. That means it is a nucleophilic substitution reaction, then in terms of rate it is of first order. That is why the name unimolecular. Unimolecular means its rate depends only on the substrate concentration. That means only one single molecule is involved in the rate determining step and is independent of the nucleophile concentration. It is called unimolecular because its rate determining step involves only one molecule. So here you can see the rate law for an SN1 reaction. This would be rate is equal to K into substrate, where K is the rate constant. So consider the reaction between tertiary butyl bromide and hydroxide ion. This is a substrate. Tertiary butyl bromide is a substrate. Then OH minus is considered as the nucleophile. So the rate determining step means slowest step in the mechanism. The rate of the reaction depends on the concentration of the substrate. That means on the tertiary butyl, concentration of the tertiary butyl bromide. So when we consider the rate of the reaction, rate of this reaction, the rate depends only on the concentration of tertiary butyl bromide, not on the OH minus concentration. So that is why the name unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. That means the rate depends only on the concentration of one molecule, that is the substrate molecule. In the previous slide, we discussed about the hydrolysis of tertiary butyl bromide with OH minus. So this is a substrate, tertiary butyl bromide, then nucleophile is OH minus. And we will get tertiary butyl alcohol and bromide ion. Bromide ion is the leaving group. So here the nucleophile bromide ion, Br minus ion, is substituted by the OH minus ion and we will get tertiary butyl alcohol. In this reaction follows SN1 mechanism. Why this reaction follows SN1 mechanism, that we will discuss in a later session. Later session means in the mechanism of SN1 reaction. In this reaction, the rate of the reaction depends upon the concentration of substrate, that is tertiary butyl bromide. Here you can see the rate of the reaction is equal to K into concentration of the substrate, that is tertiary butyl bromide, not on the concentration of the nucleophile. But if the reaction depends on the concentration of the nucleophile, if we change the concentration of the nucleophile, that will affect the rate of the reaction. But in this case, the rate of the reaction depends only on the concentration of the substrate. So we can use a weak nucleophile or a low concentration of the hydroxide ion for the hydrolysis of tertiary butyl bromide. That means a low concentration of hydroxide ion can bring about SN1 mode of hydrolysis of tertiary butyl bromide. So even low concentration of hydroxide ion can can bring about the hydrolysis of tertiary butyl bromide. And also even water, which is a weak nucleophile compared to OH minus. OH minus is a strong nucleophile compared to H2O. So H2O is a weak nucleophile. Nucleophilicity depends on the charge. Here OH minus is having a negative charge. So electron density is a factor for nucleophilicity. So OH minus is a strong nucleophile compared to H2O. So even a weak nucleophile can bring about the hydrolysis of tertiary butyl bromide very fast, adopting an SN1 pathway, because nucleophile is having no role in the rate determining step. So we can use weak nucleophile or strong nucleophile for the hydrolysis of tertiary butyl bromide. So even with a weak nucleophile, the hydrolysis is very fast, adopting SN1 pathway. So tertiary butyl bromide on reaction with water, we will get the same product, tertiary butyl alcohol, just as we got in the case of OH minus ion as a nucleophile. Here also the rate depends only on the concentration of substrate, that is the tertiary butyl bromide. So nucleophile is having no role in the case of rate of SN1 reaction, but in the case of SN2 reaction, the rate of the reaction depends on both the concentration of substrate and the nucleophile. So we have to use a strong nucleophile in the case of SN2 reaction, but in the case of SN1 reaction we can use a weak nucleophile for the hydrolysis of nucleophile substitution reaction. In this case, the hydrolysis reaction. Now let us know about the mechanism of SN1 reaction. Mechanism proposed by Hughes and Ingold. The SN1 mechanism involves two steps, and we shall consider these with respect to the reaction between tertiary butyl bromide and hydroxide ion. So in the case of SN1 reaction, it involves two steps, but in the case of SN2 reaction, it involves only one step, that is a concerted mechanism. In SN1 mechanism, it involves two steps. Here we have the hydrolysis of tertiary butyl bromide, and we will get the product tertiary butyl alcohol. Now let us see the mechanism of the reaction. Now let us discuss about what is SN1 mechanism and what are the steps involved in the SN1 mechanism. We know that in SN2 mechanism, it involves a concerted mechanism or a single step mechanism. That means bond breaking of the leaving group and bond making with the incoming nucleophile occurs in a single step. That is a concerted mechanism. But in the case of usually primary alkyl halides and sometimes secondary alkyl halides follow SN1 mechanism. Primary alkyl halides always follow SN1 mechanism, and sometimes secondary alkyl halides also follow SN2 mechanism. But tertiary alkyl halides always follow SN1 mechanism. Why tertiary alkyl halides follow SN1 mechanism? Why it does not follow SN2 mechanism? In the case of tertiary alkyl halides, we can see the structure of tertiary butyl bromide. Here you can see three alkyl groups and three methyl groups and one bromide ion, bromine group. So as in the case of if it follows SN2 reaction, in SN2 reaction, the nucleophile attacks from the back side. So in this case, if the nucleophile attacks from the back side, there will be crowding effect or steric effect of the alkyl groups from the back side. So the back side attack is not possible. So if it is attacked from the front side, there is the leaving group. So the leaving group is having a negative charge and the incoming nucleophile is also having negative charge. So there will be repulsion. So backside attack and front side attack both are not possible in the case of tertiary butyl bromide. So only possibility is the leaving group first have to break from the substrate molecule. So the step 1 is the leaving group breaks away by the heterolytic fission of the carbon halogen bond, producing a carbocation, that is tertiary butyl cation. This is the most stable cation in the case of primary, secondary, among primary, secondary and tertiary alkyl halides. This is a tertiary butyl cation. So among primary, secondary and tertiary alkyl halides, one of the most stable carbocation is tertiary butyl cation. This step is slow and hence is the rate determining step. So here you can see the tertiary butyl bromide undergo heterolytic fission of CBr bond, then forming tertiary butyl cation, and follows a slow step, that is the rate determining step. Then the carbocation, that is tertiary butyl cation, rapidly reacts with the nucleophile to yield the product tertiary butyl alcohol. So in the first step, tertiary butyl cation is formed. Then in the second step, the formed tertiary butyl cation reacts with the nucleophile and forms the product tertiary butyl alcohol by following a fast step. So the rate determining step is the first step, that is the formation step of carbocation. So the rate depends only on the concentration of tertiary butyl bromide. That is why the name unimolecular substitution reaction. So in SN1 reaction, it involves two steps. First step is the formation of tertiary butyl cation by the breaking of the leaving group, and the second step is the combination of formed carbocation with the incoming nucleophile and forming the product. This is about the mechanism of SN1 reaction. Always tertiary alkyl halides follow SN1 mechanism, and primary and sometimes secondary alkyl halides follow SN2 mechanism. Next we can discuss about the kinetics of SN1 reaction. That means about the rate of the reaction. The kinetics of the SN1 reaction can be explained on the basis of the mechanism shown for the reaction between the tertiary butyl bromide and hydroxide ion that we already discussed. The first step, this is the mechanism of tertiary hydrolysis of tertiary butyl bromide with hydroxide ion. The first step involving a slow heterocyclic, first step involves a slow, not heterocyclic, heterolytic cleavage of the CBr bond to yield a carbocation is the rate determining step. So the first step involves slow heterolytic cleavage of the CBr bond to yield a carbocation is the first is the rate determining step. This is the slow step, that is the rate determining step. It is only in the very fast second step that OH minus is involved, where it rapidly attacks the carbocation formed in the first step to yield the product alcohol. So in the second step, the nucleophile attacks on the formed carbocation and we will get the final product alcohol. This is the fast step. The rate of the overall reaction is determined by its slow first step, in which only the alkyl halide is involved, not the OH minus. So overall the rate of the overall reaction is determined by the slow step, that is the first step. In this reaction only the substrate is involved, not the nucleophile. Thus the rate of the reaction depends only on the concentration of the alkyl halide, not on the concentration of OH minus. So here you can see it depends on the concentration of only the alkyl halide, not on the concentration of OH minus. In other words, in an SN1 reaction, the rate depends only on the concentration of the substrate, not on the concentration of the nucleophile. So the rate of the rate law for SN1 reaction thus would be rate is equal to K into substrate, where K is the rate constant. It is thus first order process. So the rate of this reaction is equal to rate is equal to K into the concentration of the tertiary butyl bromide. That is, in this reaction, the rate of the reaction depends only on the concentration of the tertiary butyl bromide, not on the concentration of OH minus. because in the slow step the concentration of tertiary butyl bromide is only involved, not the concentration of OH minus. So that is about the kinetics of SN1 reaction. It involves only a single substrate, that is the tertiary butyl bromide in this case.